Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the next part in our little adventure of our VMAX Yamaha 1989 motorcycle project that I've just started out. If you'd like to check out a previous video of me removing the carbs and actually showing you what the issues were with the bike, the actual idling over, not ticking over and stuff like that at the beginning, it misfiring and stuff, we found out after removing the carburetor from the motorcycle, let me get the right angle there, I got a couple of comments saying that it's probably more than likely the fuel jets, the pilot jets, sorry, that are inside of the carburetor. So we've got that here today. We're going to be cleaning this bad boy out. I'm going to be taking it apart. It's going to be my first time. It's the first time I've even looked at a carburetor, to be perfectly honest. So like from outside, taking it apart. So it's going to be a new experience and we're going to try and get it done. So hopefully you can still hear me. It's a bit windy today. So we're going to try and get a little bit of sound working out. I've got the tripod today. I managed to find one at home. We're going to put some gloves on because I'm using some carb cleaner. I'll show you what I'm going to be using with the carb cleaner. So we got this stuff here. I just jumped down into Halfords. I wasn't going to wait for anything to go on because I want to get this bike on the road as quickly as possible. So I just went down the road and I did get a couple of the 10s and 30s to replace the ones that are burnt out and stick them in the replacement slots. But today we're just cleaning this bad boy out, trying to get over, and I'll get it back in the bike and we'll see if we can get the idling ticking over. The angle on this is really bad. So I'm going to be cleaning all of the outside first. We'll get it all cleaned out on the outside and then I'm going to be taking out these bad boys here. Which, honestly, I don't really know the name of these things. So we're going to try and figure these out as we're going along. But these bits here, we're going to be taking out all 4 of these on the 4 carbs there. And then we're going to be taking apart the rest of the bike, not the rest of the bike, the rest of the carburetors, so we can actually get inside and get the fuel jets and stuff doing it, which is going to be in the mixing tanks, which I believe is on the inside here, on these parts here, 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 and here. But we're going to have to separate all of this. So I'm going to have to get the choke bar off, and also we're going to have to take off the plate on this side to be able to get that. Let me stick that back in there. To be able to get these apart, and then we take these plates off to get all of these ones apart. So we're going to have 4 separate bits and I'm going to have to clean them out as I'm going along. Now we had a little bit of a piss out there because I thought I emptied the petrol out, but I didn't. It was still in some of the tubes and some of the carbs. So I flipped it upside down and it started filling out a little bit. So I guess I had to make sure that I definitely had that all of out there. Right, so we got most of it cleaned out now. So like most of the exterior cleaned out. I got most of the big thick grime parts off, so it's not like it's going to be covered in crap. It's mostly gotten clean off. I'm not going to clean it massively completely on the outside. We're going to be doing most of the inside today because I want to get the bike running. I can always take them off later if I want to, when I actually do the aesthetics of it, when I actually fix up the paint job and all of the metal parts that are on exterior. When we do all that stuff, I'll give it a proper clean out. We got jet wash and stuff we're going to be using with that, and getting all the grime off of the engine and stuff. But that'll be something I'll do later. I just want to get the bike running for what it is at the moment. So the next step we're going to do is actually take out the parts that we have inside here. Let me just get a good angle there. I'm going to take these 4 parts out and clean those out, and then we're going to take and separate the entirety of it. So we have this out here. It's going to be a little, see if I can get it at a better angle. I should really check to see what these bloody things are called. So what we're going to basically do with this is just spray it through. Make sure that it's fully cleaned out. And I don't know if you can see through it, but there it is. A lovely bit of air hole in there. So that's all cleaned out. And what we can also do with it is go inside and spray this into the oil. Make sure that it's all cleaned through. And then we can just put that bad boy back in. And we're going to be doing that with all 4 of them. This one actually looks like it's got a little bit of a blockage in there. I don't know if you can see that, but that actually looks like it's got a blockage, so hopefully this is going to help out. Now, it has been completely cleared. Let me see if I can get the bloody shot in there. It's not showing in there, but we'll be able to see if that makes a big difference in a bit. Actually, when I was trying to get that bit out, there was a big bit of dirt that came out of it. So now what I'm gonna have to do is take off, we're gonna be taking off the clutch, not clutch, the choke and the plates all off of these sides here and get this all separated up so we can get inside and check out the actual jets that should be inside of these bad boys here. So let's get them opened up. So we're gonna have to flip it upside down, I would say, to get into these little bits here to get these traps off. There's one on this side, which is just one of those little clips that goes over the metal. Just make sure I don't bloody lose it. There's one. I'll stick you in the trap over there just in case I don't want to be losing you. And let's get this second one off underneath. Oh, you don't want to be dropping that. Come on, get in the end. Thank you very much. Getting those back on is going to be a bloody nightmare. So that's going to be the choke. Now this too isn't attached here now, so we can actually start to open this up, which is just going to be 1, 2 screws, four screws there, well, bolts, 4 bolts on that side, and then it's going to be attaching these ones here. We're probably going to have to take these tubes out, which have got clips on them. Most of them. I'm probably not going to take the 2 air filters out. Maybe I'll have to take these bad boys off. We do have some pliers here, so I'll be able to get those off. Getting them back on is going to be a bloody nightmare, but it's going to be able to be cleaned a lot better and a lot easier once we get these parts off. Getting these little clips off are an absolute nightmare. And there's a 3-way rubber tube on this one. Let's see if we can turn this one around because it's right in there. Oh, ripped a part of my bloody glove off. There's that little 3-way tube coming off the top here, so it's just not going to be attached in any way, shape or form on any of the sides apart from the plates that we now have to try and get off because, let's just say, they're a little bit tight. Now I did see a little trick that was used on a video that I was watching, that if you hammer you're actually able to I actually can't get these bloody screws off. Well, I'm going to try a load of different ways to try and get these bolts off here. Maybe it's a WD-40, etc. I'm going to try and get them off and then we'll be right back. Right, so I've had to take a little bit of a break. We're sitting here having a cup of tea because the bolts in it, it's a bit windy right now. I don't even know if you can hear it or not. But the bolts were really tight. So we've had to put some WD-40 on some of these ones just to do the deattaching. Some of it works straight away, but WD-40 is the God's gift to mechanic kind, and we're just waiting for it to go out a little bit. Hopefully it can get, and then it'll be all separated, then we can go in and actually look at what we're supposed to be looking at. Right, so we had trouble with a few bolts. Some of the bolts won't come off, so I'm just opening up the actual, if we look over here, let's see if we can get a good angle. We've opened up one of the carbs over here, and we're going to be taking out both of these two to clean them out. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be taking this one out for the moment. It looks pretty clean inside actually. So I'm going to take this one out and then we're going to spray through it as we did with the other ones we had on there before. And I'm going to do that to all 4 of them. So hopefully we're able to get it all back together without as many parts, because we've got a whole pot full of parts in there to actually put back on the bike, and I have to figure all of this stuff that was going to go back in there. Luckily I have an original manual, which is going to be a lot easier to find out exactly what we need to do inside. There is a little bit of rust in there, it looks like, on some of the screws and stuff, but we'll see how it goes once we open them all up and clean them out. Right, so I got into the second one over here, and it seems like it's really dry inside, so I'm thinking this might be the one that's been the issue on this fuel pilot on here, because the other ones have been wet. The other ones have all been wet. They want a bit of petrol in there. I've cleaned them out though, so when I go and do this one, I'm gonna sort of put it up here so you can see what's going on, at least as far as us getting the thing off here, the pilot. There we go, there's one. It looks clear. We're just going to spray through it on here and then get this one off, just to spray through it, but it didn't shoot out this one. Ah, look, this one's fallen down, so it's not screwing in. So what's happened at the moment in here is this one is actually dropped down a little bit, so I can't screw it back in. So I don't even know how that was screwed in the first place. Right, I managed to get it out by screwing it in and then pulling it out a little bit, so hopefully it's just going to end, because I think I maybe pushed, oh, and then I pulled it in again. Let's try and get this out a little bit more, because now I don't think I'm going to be able to unscrew it, so I think I fucked this up a little bit. I have to see how it goes. Right, so I fixed it, I got it sorted, got it tightened back up, got the washer back on. So what happened was I ended up pushing it down inside of it, so I had to use, I used a pair of these pliers for the little washers that you can use them with, and pulled it up and slowly put it on top, twisting it to grab the screw underneath, but now it's back on sorted. This is all lubricated up. I'm wondering if this one was dry because of that, so I'm hoping that the other ones are remaining wet and this one here may be okay from now. We actually need to put this back on, which is the float, I think. The float that's inside of the carburetor. So now let's get the pieces back on over here. There we go. And now we just need to put the 4 bolts on. And that's the next one. Hopefully we don't run into any more issues and we can actually just go through and jump in and do all of this as well. Right, so now there was definitely a blockage in one of the carbs, which was probably causing the major issue, which is what I had the comments in before, in the video before, that it's going to be the jets and stuff. And I kind of knew that from the University of Google beforehand. So we've cleaned everything out. Everything is now cleaned through. I'm just going to put it all back together. And then when I put it all back together, I'm going to put the back of all of it back on the bike. So once we get this all sorted, it's getting a little bit windy out here right now, so it's getting a little bit harder to work in with all the stuff blowing everywhere. So I'm gonna put it all back together and then we'll be right back. Woo! Right, we have one successfully put back together. Carbs. I am shattered, absolutely shattered. It's taken quite a few hours to get this done and get it sorted and get it. It's a good learning experience. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I've had a lot of fun messing around with it. We got there's a tube. I swear there's like a thing missing from that. Nah, it can't be. Or there was, and it's just not there anymore. I was talking about this part here. It's got one for one, but not one for the other. We've got all the lines in. I've cleaned all the lines out. Made sure that there's enough. There's no blockages in all of the rubber tubing, all of the fuel lines and stuff like that. We opened up all of the, as you saw in parts of the video. I don't know how much I would have put in there, but there was a lot of, there was one issue with one of the carbs where it wasn't lifting back up. The screw piece with the nozzle that goes up, of the main jet, wasn't going back up to the top to screw in, and it wasn't, when I sprayed through to see if it was coming through out the fuel side of it, it wasn't. But now, after I cleaned it out and I went through it and did it, all of that is all cleared through, and there's coming out of the other end with the carb cleaner. I'm gonna now get set up in the room over there, and we're gonna put the carb back on the bike, and hopefully it starts and I didn't screw up myself. But then, oh, we have 2 delivery. Thank you very much, sir. Hopefully there's, I haven't broken it. This is the first time doing it and all that, so we'll see. Everything is tightened on, everything is in the right place, and I haven't got any missing parts in the bucket that I used to put the parts in. So that's a really good sign. Because otherwise that would have been really bad. Luckily I got a pretty decent memory. When I take something apart I can put it back together pretty easily. Don't you start. I'm trying to record here, cheeky bastards. Right, so yeah. No parts missing, everything's on there. I'm gonna go put it on the bike right now, get the air filter back on top of it, and then we're gonna try and start up the bike. Right, so we're gonna I'm gonna slide this back in and we're gonna try and get it in place. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying, but we're gonna get it back in, and then I have to put the air filter back on, as I was saying earlier, and then we should be okay. I think. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. So let's try and get this bad boy back in here. Tissue out before we forget that. Let's try and get you out underneath underneath there. There's that one there. Well, I don't know if this is supposed to go in through out like that, no? Yeah.
Alright, I got to pop them all in.
Alright, we're in place. And then let's go push them. Is that one in the right spot? It is indeed. I think that goes, I don't know if that goes in, because, oh yeah, no, that goes up there like that, like that. Right, so, we have it in place. I need to screw up all 8 of them. So I need to go get my screwdriver because I forgot it.
Oh, that's out of the carburetor, you left it behind.
Don't fucking down that, you scared the shit out of me. Right, which one was the open and which one was the close?
Fuck knows.
That's open. So this top one's closed. Got it. So now I'm just going to connect the open and close on the throttle to the side over here. I'm not going to put the fake intakes back on because we're going to be painting those anyway. So I'm not going to put. They don't need to go on right now. That needs to slot on there though, because that should be there. So I'm just going to put all those pieces on and then we can start up the bike and see if we've done a good job or not. Right, we've got this all attached here. This bit needs to go back on over here. So we can have the 1, 2 and 3 over here. This bolt here is to put on the, so I'll take this bolt off. And this bolt is just to put the air filter back on, the fake air filter that we had before. So we'll get that on and then I believe we are ready. Right, so everything's back on here on this side. Everything's all fitted on that side. We need to get the air filter on now, which is really, really simple. It just goes on the top, but I first need to reattach the fuel lead to there, and then we're sorted for the next part, sticking the thing in the way. We're sorted for the next part of the bit, which is just, we're so close. Like I really can't wait to do this. I've put the fuses back in where they should be, and I've also filled in the spares over here. Make sure that all that's on. I need to plop this one back on here to make sure it's there and safe. That needs to go up underneath there, and then air filter. Right, so I've slotted all of these in place for the air filter. So all of these ones here, there's 4 of them need to be tightened up. So once those 4 are tightened up, and then I put the last couple of remaining screws in the top of the air filter because there's 6 of them in there. This is going to hold it in place. And then it is time for the final test. See if I fucked up a very good bike or not. Let's see. Right, we are here for the final moment. Everything is on. We've got everything back on. All the air intakes and air filter and stuff's back on. Everything's plugged in. The battery's back in place. I guess all we can do, I'm kind of excited because I guess the last thing we can do is just literally try and turn it on. So let me put you in a nice position so you can listen, hear and watch me shit my pants as something blows up. Oh! Didn't press the right fucking button, it wasn't turned on to run. Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Give it time for petrol to go through. Give it a few of them. Add it.
I actually cracked it a little bit there because I thought I'm going to leave it running. For about 5 minutes. See how it goes. But it slowed down a little bit, but it's probably because there wasn't enough fuel going. We had to go through the system and shit first. I don't know what that is, like I don't know if that's actually a thing or not. Scared the crap out of the doggy though. It's touching my center. It doesn't sound like there's any missing on the accelerator at the moment, but as I say that, So, the next issue that seems to be happening, which will probably be the spark plugs. Once I pull them out and pull them in again, sometimes they start it, sometimes they don't. So I'm probably going to have to get some new spark plugs and new spark leads. We're going to have to see how it looks. I'm going to pull them out and then try again. Right, after some little bit of time, because my phone died and I had to do a little bit more recording, I left it ticking over for a little while longer. And as I was accelerating, it started to do like a lot of backfiring, a lot of popping, a lot of pop, 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 pop. And then it just decided to work. So maybe it took a little bit of time for the fuel to get through the system or whatever. But now it actually starts with 0 choke. And now I bet it's just going to not do it for me. So let's have a look. So it's starting with no choke. And it accelerates without dropping anything at all. So I'm guessing we're pretty much done with that part of it, at least for the moment. I will put it in for a service to check everything out, make sure that everything's okay, maybe put it in for a diagnostic or whatever to see if it's actually running properly. But for the most part, what I set out to do today has been done. So that's amazing. Beautiful. Mwah. And I got to learn something new today. Pulling carbs apart and then putting them back together again. It was a beautiful thing. Right, so I want to thank you all for watching. I'm Matt. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.